Campland on the Bay, San Diego's favorite campground located on the shores of Mission Bay, sends up a Coxbox shout out to today's competitors, and they are wishing good luck to all the teams. Camperland on the Bay. Our neighbor and a cooperative neighbor, I might add, for our San Diego Crew Classic is SeaWorld, and they are proud to be a longtime sponsor of the San Diego Crew Classic. Stop by across Mission Bay, where black and white has never been so colorful. 60 minutes after the race, stop by the merchandising tent and pick up a DVD copy. They're only 12 bucks while supply lasts, and they have an excellent vantage point from our numerous cameras up and down the Crew Classic course. Did you know that San Diego's home to the best craft beer makers in America? Well, see for yourself. That would be at the Crew Classic and Hamilton's Tavern Craft Beer Garden, right down near the shore, just to the south of our announcer's scissor lift. That is the big yellow scissor lift, so that should be able to help you find the beer garden easily enough. So Sporty has a gigantic bargain bin. They've got unisuits, jackets, shorts, t-shirts, and a whole lot more. Come on by and do some rooting as well. Prices as low as $1. So Sporty also has a line of clothing just for women. Stop on by and check out the new products. And let them know what you're looking for. They can help out. So Sporty Racing Apparel. Stop by the Concept 2 CTS booth and their tent located in the vendors area, and try out the Ski Erg. You know, that's a great new way to train whatever your sport. Improve your fitness with the Concept 2 Ski Erg. We are about ready to go down at the start line with race number 84, and we'll be checking in on the events that will be starting this particular race. It is the Women's Master Final.
And we're all set. The boats are in their proper position. This is the Lang Association Trophy. In lane 1, we have Rancho Salado. In lane 2, we have Los Gatos. Lane 3, Avalon. Lane 4, River City. Lane 5 is Long Beach Racing Association. Lane 6, ZLAC.
Avalon.
Now they're nice and straight.
River City. Long Beach. ZLAC.
Lane 3 back 6 inches and
Marin.
hold. Lane 3 hold. Lane 4 back 4 inches. Lane 4 hold. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. The wind's picking up and the points are drifting.
Attention. Go.
And the boats have left the start. It's a clean start across the field. We picked up a little bit of a breeze from the west, so the coxswain will have to be compensating for that. After the 100-meter mark, we see that lane 2, Los Gatos, and lane 5 are in the lead. That's Long Beach Rowing Association. They're having a little bit of a problem fighting the wind out here right now, and lane 2 is being directed to move to their right a little bit. The coxswain is realigning themselves. As we get to the 250-meter mark, we see that lane 5, Long Beach Rowing Association, has pulled about a 2-seat lead on lane 6, which is ZLAC, followed by lane 2, Los Gatos, then lane 7, Marin, and lane 4, River City, are neck and neck, followed by lane 3, Avalon, and lane 1, Rancho Rio Salado, which are also neck and neck. The field is covered basically by about 1.5 boat lengths from the first to the 7th boat, and they're staying in a pretty relative position. As we approach the 500-meter mark, we see that lane 5, Long Beach Rowing Association, has pulled out to about a 6-seat lead over lane 6, ZLAC, followed by lane 2, Los Gatos, then lane number 7, Marin. They're followed by lane 1, Rancho Salado, lane 3, Avalon, and lane 4, River City. We see the field widening out a little bit more now. We still have the same relative position, but we now see some open water between the first boat and the last boat. Again, we have Long Beach Rowing Association in the lead, followed by ZLAC in lane 6. Then we see that we have lane 2 with Los Gatos. Looks like Rancho Rio Salada has moved up a little bit on them. Then we go back to Marin, River City, and Avalon as they approach 750 meters.
This is the Women's Master. It is a final. And in lane number 1, Rio Salado out of Tempe, Arizona. Lane 2 is assigned to Los Gatos. Lane 3 will find Avalon Rowing Club. In lane number 4, River City, they come by way of West Sacramento. Our current leader in lane number 5, Long Beach Rowing Association, with the local crew, ZLAC Rowing Club, is in lane number 6 and fighting for the lead. And Marin is out there in lane number 7.
This is a Women's Masters D final. In fact, all the events from now on are Masters final events. Masters D means that the average age of the crew must be 50 years of age or more. Long Beach Rowing Association have always performed well as a group, moving up the age categories, and they've now, no doubt to the chagrin of their opponents, reached the Masters D category. ZLAC on their outside have been performing very well this year in this category, in the Masters D category. This is an early season regatta for Masters. It's very difficult to tell who's got any form on the board. One can only really tell how these clubs are traditionally done in this event. But the form boat in this, the Women's Masters D, is Long Beach. They're the crew to beat, and that's what they're proving at the moment.
Long Beach, ZLAC, and Marin, 1, 2, 3 on the outside in lanes number 5, 6, 7. Then we've got open water back to Los Gatos, having fallen back a bit. And then the 3 crews that are trailing here would be Rio Salado, Avalon, and River City.
In the Women's Masters D category, there's a real mixture of rowers. In the Masters D, we have some from that early community of rowers in the US who were part of that core of early collegiate programs who have continued with it. But there's also a very large admixture in a lot of crews of women who have picked up the sport in midlife and who have learned to row well after they would have had an opportunity to do so at college. And that's part of what you're seeing on the race course at the moment. The Long Beach crew, very experienced. Some of them have rowed at many levels over many years. And some of the other crews that you're seeing closer to the back of the field have probably got more of that admixture of what's sometimes called mad masters. People who have picked up the sport in their late 30s, 40s, even their 50s.
Continuing on the lead is Long Beach Rowing Association. To their outside is ZLAC, and farther outside is Marin, with Los Gatos challenging Marin on the inside. Then we have open water back to Rio Salado, just having to make a course correction there as they came to the windiest area of our course. And they did accomplish that, but they're still kind of on the outer edge of their lane there and in jeopardy of striking the buoys with their oars. But now they've gotten into the center and gotten things back together again. Then on the far outside, check that in the middle, it will be Avalon and River City both trailing. Out on the front, very comfortably, is the crew from Long Beach. their only challenge, and it's still an open water challenge back to ZLAC rowing. And then we have a bit of a tight action here between Los Gatos and Marin on the far outside. Looks like Los Gatos may have moved themselves into that third position with Marin on the outside in number 4. Then along the shoreline, after a course correction that probably cost them a few strokes anyway, is Rio Salado, and then we're looking at Avalon and River City.
Yes, both those crews in lane 1 and 2. It seemed as they came past the open gap there to the Ingram Street Bridge, looked like the tails of their boats got pushed around a bit by the wind, because both coxswains were struggling to maintain a straight course at that point.
This is Long Beach with a comfortable 2 to 3 boat length open water lead back to the ZLAC rowing. In lane number 2 is Los Gatos. Rio Salado has picked it up just a little bit, seeing if they can't make a point against the crew there from Los Gatos, but it looks like their heart really isn't into it. On the far outside, that is Marin, and then comes Avalon and River City. Back to our finish line, already through on the finish, is Long Beach. Checking in that second position with a comfortable lead over the third spot is ZLAC. And then stepping in is Los Gatos, followed by Rio Salado. On the outside, it is going to be Avalon rowing. Check that Marina all the way on the outside. Avalon rowing, and River City still on the course. So unofficially, the Women's Masters D final, the winner, Long Beach Rowing Association, in a comfortable row over ZLAC, with Los Gatos finishing third. Next up is the Men's Masters D final, and they are at the stake boats, and we're about ready to get started on event number 86.